Hey guys, and welcome to another Conan Exiles video. In today's video, we're going to be having a look at the religions available to you in Conan Exiles. I was thinking that a lot of people think they know about these religions and they've been around for a long time, but over the course of the last year, there's been a lot of updates and changes to the game with the introduction of Isle of Siptah and other things. So I thought, hey, let's have a look and see what's changed, and maybe you'll find out some things about the religions that you didn't know had been changed, or some things that were always available that aren't directly related to the temples that maybe you didn't know that they had added. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at the Set religion, and I will be making this like a short video series so that I don't end up making a 45-minute video covering all of the religions. I'll do it in small segments. I'll be posting a video each day for the rest of this week and probably into next week. And in each video, I'll be covering an individual religion. So let's get into it. So if you didn't choose Set as a religion when you created your character, the first thing that you're going to want to do is head up to G7 to Mech-Kamosa's Spire. Here at the Spire, you'll find the trainer for the religion. You just go up the stairs, and he's right up here. And here he is, Mech-Kamosa, or Kamoses, or however you say his name. And you just click on him, and he'll teach you the emote by Set. And he also, as you can see here, learn Acolyte of Set, and this will teach you the religion to be able to make the temples and so on. So once you've learned the religion, you come back to your base, and you will want to go into your inventory, and you will find that you can create the Sepulchre of Set. It's crafted right in your inventory. It's really cheap. It's just some stone, some wood, and some twine. So once you craft that, you place it, and let's see what's inside. So inside the tier 1, you will find the Set Brazier. It's just a decorative light. It's actually really nice. Here, let's grab some materials out of a box I have prepared. So we'll put the materials in the altar, just so we can see. So the Set Brazier doesn't require any of the coins that are created by it, so we'll craft one. They take a lot of time. I'll speed it up. So now that we've crafted the Brazier, let's have a look at what it looks like. It's actually really nice. It doesn't really do anything special for your base, but it's a nice like look. You can pick it up, you can move it, you can interact with it, turn it on, turn it off. Anyway, it's a kind of a nice feature if you were building a base that was themed with this religion. We also, of course, have the snake arrows that everybody knows about. They take 1 manifestation of zeal. Those will come in very handy in the early game. They've nerfed the poison a lot over the course of the game. They're not what they used to be, but if you use the right strategy, like a lot of people do, you can be level 1 and go to the Great Mother and stand up on the ledge and shoot her with these, and as long as you keep her aggroed and she doesn't break and reset, I mean, a level 1 could kill the Red Mother with these. They're great. And then you have the Set antidotes, and the Set antidotes are what you're going to be crafting most of the time because they're what give you the manifestations of zeal so that you can craft everything else. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to craft a Set ritual knife, and I'll speed it up again. So now that you've created the Setite ritual knife, you're going to want to put it in your inventory, and a really good idea is to have a reinforcement kit available, whichever level you can make, like advanced, simple, whatever, and put that on, because the ritual knives and all the other religion gathering tools have really low durability. So this will help a lot, although you're going to be repairing this very often. So just be prepared for that. So you're going to want to go and kill NPCs and collect these hearts, these human hearts, which I already have some ready. And then you bring them back, and they do have a spoil time. So you got to keep an eye on that. So get them back to your altar and continuously be crafting these Set antidotes as you collect them, so that you can keep producing the manifestations of zeal, which you're going to need. As you can see, you need 30 to upgrade to the second tier. And when you place your altar, I should have said this earlier, you're going to want to have a minimum. I have it a little bigger here, but it's got to be 4 this way by 5 this way. Because what happens is when you upgrade it, it grows slightly and shifts a little bit. And what Conan loves to do is when this grows and shifts and whatever during the upgrade process, it will just pop and disappear if you don't have a platform that's big enough for the next tier. Oh, and also I wanted to mention, I don't know why I forgot, the reason why the set antidote potions are so good, especially while you're leveling, is because when you end up with poison stacked up on you, drinking one of these doesn't only remove a poison stack, it completely wipes poison off of you. So if you're fighting like scorpions or other various bugs, these will just wipe the poison off of you completely. So they're really handy to carry around. You'll use them a lot, and they're basically free because you're going to be killing NPCs anyway. So on to tier 2. It's a much cooler looking altar. It's not amazing yet, but it's got the addition of the big snake at the top with the little snakes wrapped around it. It's kind of cool. So at this stage, you'll be able to create the same stuff as before. The sacrifice knife, the brazier, the arrows, the antidote. But now you have like an outfit. And most of it is just RP fun. It's just like for looks. Except for this. And this will come in very handy for you at low level because it costs you nothing but a couple human hearts, 1 padding, and a little bit of plant fiber. But what this does is it works as a sandstorm mask. And it gives you gas protection so that you can go and gather your brimstone in the fields without having to worry about getting gas poisoning. So it's really, really handy to have early on. And I mean, for the cost of it, it's an excellent addition. But other than that, there's not really much else in the tier 2 that's very exciting. So you're just going to want to farm hearts, get the materials together, and the 75 manifestations of zeal, and upgrade to tier 3. And there's some interesting stuff in tier 3. That's where, I mean, first of all, you get the beam, which, I mean, let's be honest, we all love to have the beams in our base, and we plan for them to be in certain places. Not to mention, once you have the beam, it shows your sanctum on the map, which is kind of cool. And also, the temple looks a lot cooler. See, now it's got the braziers on it. It's very cool. So inside, what we have is now we have a snake idol figurine. It's just like a little statue that you can place. I actually have some materials here. We'll throw them in there. We'll craft one of these. They craft pretty quick. They're not like the other stuff for some reason that takes 450 years to craft in the temple, but the snake idols craft pretty quick. And they're just a little statue that you use to decorate your base. I mean, they look pretty cool. It's those flavor items you throw on tables or desks or shelves inside your base. Everybody likes to have that stuff. We also have a blessed Sethite ritual knife, and this is where things get good. Because as you can see from this one, it has 304 durability. We'll upgrade it. And now it's complete, so we'll have a look at it. We'll throw on another reinforcement kit and doubles its durability, which comes in very, very handy when you're out gathering hearts to have double the durability on the knife. And we have the Serpent stamped Khopesh. It's, I don't know, they're mostly decorative. They don't really scale well against, like, I mean, the better stuff that we have available to us at this level by the time you can afford to upgrade this temple to this level. But I mean, they look great, and if you're like playing on an RP server or you just like to RP around your base and you want to decorate like your guards for your Temple of Set, I mean, thralls are so overpowered that even with this on, they're still going to kill stuff, so you could have your thralls look cool. snake bite. These are pretty nice daggers that you can craft for 50 manifestations and some star metal. They're decent. They're not amazing or anything. I doubt really it kind of falls into the same category of RP, but... And then the outfit and the set antidote. And if you have a tier 4 thrall, you can also craft Set's protection, which is just like a protection barrier. And then you can craft the true name of Set, which is your god that you can summon to destroy people's bases, which we'll have a look at after. It's a giant snake. It's pretty cool. Another thing that people don't really talk about much with the religions, and I always get asked when I'm playing, why bother upgrading your temple to tier 3 if you're on a PvE server, or if you're playing on a private server, if you're playing in single player, because you don't necessarily need to summon the gods, which I agree with. But first of all, I mean, we upgrade our temples to tier 3 because, like, the beam, like, let's be real, the beam, it looks cool. But also, if you look in your stove, there are feasts associated with the religions, and the Feast of Set, all it requires is 2 reptile hides, a bowl of soup, and a spiced tea. It's a really simple feast to make, but it has some really, like, amazing side effects. So first of all, it provides you with a ton of, it'll fill your food and water completely when you consume it. Like, boom, see? And it gives you regeneration and sated. And what this does is the sated stays for 2 hours, and it gives you a passive stamina regen, is the benefit of the Set feast. So that's really, really helpful, because it stacks with your potions and it stacks with your other foods. And I mean, it's a ridiculous feast. It's so cheap to make. Like, just some reptile hides, and I mean, it's not like the other feasts where you're drying berries and you're collecting this and making that, and like, it's really simple. So that's a real good big benefit as far as I'm concerned with upgrading your temples to tier 3, is just so that you get access to these religious feasts, which you won't receive until you unlock tier 3 of any temple. So now let's have a look at priests and where we can get them. So the first place you're going to want to come is Siptah City, the upper entrance, not the lower one, right at the main gate, as you can see here. We're just going to head in and just go straight down here. The nice thing about this city is, of course, that the NPCs are friendly, so unless you attack something, nothing's going to bother you. You can just head straight to the priests. And this is a really good location, probably the best one for getting these priests, because in the temple quarter there are 3 priest spawns, all right here. And I have a mod obviously installed so that tier 4s always spawn, just so I could demonstrate that they spawn here. But yeah, so right here would be a good place to farm. They spawn really frequently. I've never had a problem getting one here. You just kill them a few times and there you go. Next location you're going to want to come is over at the other end of Siptah City, and you're going to go to the jail district, or the prison district, and there's a single priest location here, as you can see, and it can spawn anywhere from tier 1 to tier 4. It's a little more difficult to farm this location because you've got the gangs, or whatever they're supposed to be, located around here, and they are aggressive and they are pretty dangerous. So I would be very careful of those. But if you bring a strong thrall, you won't have a real big problem with them. And our final location is the Black Galleon. Everybody's been to the Black Galleon. I don't really need to explain much about it, but here it is. You come down inside into the bottom of the Black Galleon, and you will find 3 priest spawns. They can be any priest from any religion, so you may have to kill them a few times to get a set one to spawn. But what I have noticed about this location, and you maybe can let me know in the comments if you've noticed something different, but since they've made the changes to religions with the Isle of Siptah release, and the changes to the thralls, the tier 4 thralls, I have never seen, and even using the mod, I can't make a tier 4 named thrall spawn here for any religion. So the priests here, it's looking like the best that you can get here is tier 3, which is still very useful. The only time a tier 4 is really needed is for very limited benefits, which, well, I will explain in a moment. So yeah, the Black Galleon, another good place to come and look for thralls. So with the tier 4 changes that happened a while ago to Conan Exiles, we now have 3 different types of priests in the tier 4 category. We have confessors, which provide the best increase of the damage of any crafted piece. So the daggers, the sword, stuff like that. I mean, it's not a huge benefit, but if you like the daggers, it's pretty much this. It's the exact same thing as a bladesmith for your blacksmith. You're going to increase the damage of the daggers. The seneschal provides the best increase of armor value of any crafted piece. So the decorative armor set or the headpiece, which is a gas mask, will have more armor. And a guardian provides the best increase of durability for any crafted piece. So really, the guardian is the best one to have, because any little bit of durability we can add to the tool that gathers the required materials for our temples, like the human hearts in this case, for example, is going to help. It's a small increase. I mean, it's a 30% durability increase, or 34.5 actually, durability increase using a guardian. So, I mean, it's a benefit. So if we're going to be collecting tier 4s, we might as well go for guardians, which seem to be pretty common. So it's not a big problem. Another thing that has changed that I wanted to mention is, as like we all know that you use the ritual knives to collect hearts, which then you use to make set antidotes, which give you manifestations of zeal. That's the way it's always worked in Conan Exiles. But a while ago, when they added Isle of Siptah, because on Siptah there was no locations for trainers to learn religions, when you created your character, they needed to come up with a solution to that problem. So what they did is they added drops from tier 4 priest kills, and you got an item for each religion that you consume, and then you learn the religion the same way that you always did with the meat from Sag. So how this works for us is you can burn any of these relics or whatever you want to call them that the tier 4 priests drop as an offering to the god that isn't the one that you're looking for. I'll just explain it because it's difficult to say. So this is the Set religion. So if you kill a Set priest, you're going to get the Eyes of Set. That would be the item that you would consume as an alternative way to learn the religion that was introduced with Siptah. At a Set temple, we cannot burn the Eyes of Set because that is Set. You can't offer his own eyes to him. Makes sense. But while we are hunting and playing in the game, if we come across a priest tier 4 from another religion, like Tapestry of Zath, if you kill a Zath priest tier 4, the Flesh of Remembrance from the Grove, the Tablet of Durketo, if you kill a tier 4 priest from Durketo, the Skull of Yog, the Everest of Ymir, and the Precepts of Mitra. If you collect, this one is the easiest to farm, obviously, in the Sinner's Refuge, because there's like almost a guaranteed tier 4 priest spawn there for Mitra. But you farm these and you bring them back to here, and I'll grab some that I have prepared in a chest right here. So we'll grab the Precepts of Mitra, throw it in the temple, and this works at any tier temple. And it was right here. Click craft. It's burning the offering, and I'll grab a couple more just to show you. That one and that one. While that one's burning, we'll come over here. Throw that in here, the Tapestry of Zath. Burn it. Run over here. Skull of Yog. Throw that in there. Where are you? Yeah, and then burn that. Now we'll go back over here. See, the importance of why I wanted to show you this is because I've encountered quite a few people that don't even realize, and they have a whole chest of these, and they're like, what do I do with these? Because I already know the religion, or they don't even pick them up. As if you've been playing for a while, what will happen is you bring these back, and there's no limit on it. You can continually do it on and on and on. So if you were farming Sinner's Refuge for tier 4 thralls and you happen to kill 15 tier 4 Mitra priests because you weren't looking for Mitra priests, every single one of them drops a precept of Mitra. You bring them back to you save them in a chest, then you decide, I'm going to level the Set Religion today. I want to try to get my temple up to tier 3 as fast as possible. And normally you would go out and farm hearts all day. But this is a huge shortcut. Like, it almost needs to be nerfed, I feel like. And you'll see why here in a second. Boom. See, that went up to 147 from 127? That's 20 manifestations of zeal for a single offering burned. And considering how often tier 4 priests spawn in Sinner's Refuge, the Mitra priest, you could save up 20 or 30 of those, and like, it only costs 75 to upgrade to tier 3. It basically is a way for you to go from tier 1 to tier 3 just as soon as you place your temple. It's sort of ridiculous, but it's a great thing to know, and a great shortcut past collecting all of the hearts. I just thought that was something I should point out because it was a new change. And now I suppose there's only one thing left to do, is have a look at the god. So what you're going to do is you craft this. It destroys your temple, just so you know. Consumes your temple and creates True Name of Set, is what it's called for this one. You put it in your bar, click 2, and here we go. And here we are. We've summoned Seth. He's the snake god. He's so cool the way he moves. They did a really good job on these gods. His snake bite attack moves just like a character moves, left, right, up, all that stuff. Very same thing. You have it for a minute. It does devastating amounts of damage. It'll wipe out whatever part of a base you're looking to destroy, that's gone. Pretty devastating, but not new. Nothing's changed about these gods, I don't think, since they released the game. Nothing that I'm aware of. But yeah, so I hope this video taught you maybe something new that you didn't know had changed about the religions, or if you're new to the game, it'll give you an idea of how powerful the religions can be and how important they are, whether you're looking for the feasts or the snake arrows, or just a really cheap gas storm mask early game, or an easy way to farm brimstone even. Or I mean, like, they just look cool in your base. Let's just be real. Everybody loves the beams. So yeah. So thanks for watching, and have a great day. See you in the next one.